Hello everyone and welcome to lecture number 5. In the last lecture, lecture number 4, we have talked about singlet and triplets. We have talked about singlet and triplet states of electron, and we have studied the total spin S with its Z component, Z component is nothing but the magnetic quantum number, right? Don't get confused. That is, sometimes they used to represent as M of S, right? Now, I would like to have attention that in the third lecture we were talking about Weiss theory, and in the fourth lecture we studied about singlet and triplets. In singlets and triplets, we discussed about the spin of an electron of spin of two electrons, right? And in the Weiss theory, we were talking about magnetic moments. That is, in a material, we were talking about magnetic moments. The magnetic moment. So I just want to relate these two theories, that don't try to confuse yourself that the singlet and triplets is totally connected to the spin of an electron, because remember in the previous lecture I have told you that spin of an electron will also gives rise to magnetic moment. Will also, this spin of an electron will also try to origin the magnetic moment, right? The spin of an electron is also responsible for the generation of magnetic dipole moments, right? So in the Weiss theory, we have studied the relation between the magnetic susceptibility and TC. We have studied chi and is equals to C by T minus TC. This is what we have obtained in Weiss theory. And in singlet and triplets, we have studied that when two electrons are combined with each other, what happens and what are the probabilities, what are the possibilities of getting the spin alignments. What are the possibilities of getting a spin alignment for two electron system, right? So these are not directly correlated to each other, but after one or two lecture you will try to understand that how it's getting correlated with each other, right? So this is what we have seen up till now. In the last lecture we have seen about singlets and triplets, where singlets are having S is equals to 0 spin and triplets will have S is equals to 1 for total spin, right? Now further, today we will see Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian. We will see the Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian and we will derive the equation for total Hamiltonian for n number of electrons. First of all, we will derive the total Hamiltonian for 2 electrons, and then we will derive the total Hamiltonian for n number of electrons, right? So this is what we have seen in the last lectures. Now today we will see Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian. Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian, right? over here also we will start our system, we will start our problem with two electron system, two particle or two electron system. Let us say two electron system. So to construct the spin Hamiltonian, I have tried to simplify this theory in such a way that it will be more simpler for you, and the steps I have derived will be more simpler as compared to the notes which you might be following. Or if you want to follow any another book, you can also try to also have some another reference book, whichever you might be familiar with it, right? So to construct a spin Hamiltonian, consider two electron system with spin 1/2, and considering two electron as S1 and S2. We are just considering for two electron system, so it will be having a total spin of S1 and vector of S2. Now the total angular momentum is given by S is equals to S1 plus S2. The total will be given by S1 plus S2, where both spin will have 1/2 value. Both spin will have 1/2 value, and let us give an equation number 1. Let us give equation number 1 to this, right? Now going ahead, the total spin satisfies S2 square plus S2 whole square, right? Plus S2 whole square. So therefore whole square is equals to S1 square plus S2 square vector of S2 square plus 2 S1 dot S2. 2 of S1 dot S2. Let us say this is an equation number 2. Now further we have, since we have SI square has the eigenvalue S into S plus 1. Have the eigenvalue S into S plus 1, and the spin of electron is 1/2, right? So what will be the formula? If we are trying to if we substitute this and this in equation number 2, if we substitute this value in equation number 2, then then we will get is equals to s into s plus 1 plus s plus 1 plus 2 s1 s2 vector dot s2 vector, right? This will be equals to 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 2 s1 dot s2 vectors, right? Ahead we will get is equals to s square is equals to 3 by 4 plus 3 by 4 plus 2 s1 s2 vectors. Therefore S will be equals to 3 by 2 plus 2 s1 s2 vectors, that is dot product s2 s1 dot s2 vector s1 dot s2, right? Let us give, this is equation number 3. This is equation number 3. Now this was the just solution of this s square. Now considering the singlet and triplet conditions, where for singlet we have total speed s is equals to 0. Now for singlet state we have s is equals to 0 and substituting in equation 3 we have 0 is equals to 3 by 2 plus 2 s1 s2 vector, right? And further this will lead to minus 3 by 2 s1 vector or s2 vector. Therefore s1 s2 operator, this is nothing but an operator, will give minus 3 by 4. For singlet state it is, the value is, so operator s1 s2 has eigenvalue minus 3 by 4 in the singlet state. Right. So this is nothing but the eigenvalue of operator s1 vector dot s2 vector, and it's having eigenvalue minus 3 by 4. Now similarly we will find out for the triplet state. We will find out for triplet state, that is further for triplet state we have s is equals to 1 substituting in equation number 3 we get is equals to 3 by 2 plus 2 s1 s2 get S into S plus 1. We know that the S is having value S into S plus 1 is equals to 3 by 2 plus 2 S1 S2. Therefore, 1 into 1 plus 1 is equals to 3 by 2 plus 2 S1 S2. And finally, we will get the value 1 by 2. Here, we will get 2 minus 3 by 2 is equals to 2 S1 vector dot S2 vector, that is the operator, and we will have S1 dot S2 is equals to plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. So operator, the operator S1 S2 has eigen value, has an eigenvalue plus 1 by 4 has in the triplet state, in the triplet S is equals to 1 state for triplet state, right? So this is what we have calculated the eigenvalue of S1 dot S2 vector in the singlet and triplet states, right? Now, if we write down the Hamiltonian, then now if we write down an Hamiltonian, then it will be h of spin is equals to 1 by 4 into Es plus 3 Et minus of Es minus Et S1 S2 vector, right? Where Es over here, Es is nothing but energy of singlet state and Et is E of T is nothing but energy of triplet states. We are directly taking the Hamiltonian equation and this formula. We are not going in much detail of it because we will not go in much detail of the deriving of Hamiltonian operator equation, right? So this is all about the Hamiltonian, but over here further if we redefine the origin of Hamiltonian, or origin of the system to 0, if we redefine the 0 is nothing but the origin of system. We are redefining the origin of system. 0 of the energy we may then, this is nothing but energy associated with the singlet and triplex case, that is the total Hamiltonian, right? And over there we are redefining the origin, that is the zero. Origin is nothing but the zero. If we have and three-dimensional, this is the zero at, this is the zero at, and if we have this values and we are redefining it to some point. We are redefining to some point. We are redefining to some point, right? Now, then we may omit the constant. We may omit the constant 1/4 E of singlet state plus 3 E of t from the equation. From equation number 4. From equation number 4. Then we will have the term as, we will have the total Hamiltonian of 2 electron system as, we will have the total Hamiltonian of 2 electron system as h of spin is equals to minus j of s1 s2 keeping its vector, where j is equals to es minus et. J is nothing but es minus et. So this is nothing but the total Hamiltonian for 2 electron system. Now instead of 2 electron, if we have a bulk material, then it will be having n number of electrons. Then considering this Hamiltonian for n number of electrons, the above expression is for n is equals to 2, for n is equals to 2 when we have large n, that is for n number of electrons. The form of the spin Hamiltonian will be summed over on particles as h of spin is equals to minus summation of j I to j, where Si and Sj. This is nothing but the total Hamiltonian for n number of atoms. This is nothing but the total Hamiltonian for n number of atoms. This is the end of the theory for Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian. Remember this equation. This will be more useful overhead. From this equation, there is a criteria that this value of J will decide whether the material is going to have a ferromagnetic property or antiferromagnetic property. This value of J will decide the material will have ferromagnetic property and antiferromagnetic property. If J is positive, if J is positive, then it favors parallel spin arrangement. If the value of J is positive, then it favors parallel spin arrangement. Parallel spin arrangement means it will have this kind of parallel arrangement. It will have this kind of parallel arrangement. And remember, this kind of magnetic moments due to the spin of an electron will result into ferromagnetic material. We have seen that if in a material the magnetic dipole moments are aligned in a particular direction, then it is ferromagnetic, right? So this is ferromagnetism. This is nothing but ferromagnetism. And if J is negative, then this will favor parallel arrangement. This will favor parallel arrangement, and if J is negative, then it favors anti-parallel spin arrangement. That is, it will have one in upward direction, one in lower direction. That is anti-ferromagnetism. That is nothing but anti-ferromagnetism, right? So this is all about Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian, right? So we have completed the theory. The importance of J in the Hamiltonian equation, that we will see in the next lectures. In the upcoming lectures, you will understand that what is J, what will be the effect on it, and how it can be positive and how it can be negative. How it can be positive, how it can be negative, right? That we will see in the next class. This is the end of the Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian. And I also want to clarify that in the previous lecture we have did two electron system, singlet and triplets, and today we have done Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian. In between that we are also having the calculations for singlets and triplets platings. I have not considered this theory for right now as of on, so don't try to confuse that why we have skipped, because that is just having a calculative part of singlet and triplets, right? So as of now we are not considering that theory. So this is the end of the Hamiltonian spin, Heisenberg spin Hamiltonian, right? Okay, thank you.